I think that there is only one way to be happy, Joel, and this is not going
Tell me what
through.
this is. Tell me the one way to be happy.
One way to be happy. Look at yesterday and tell yourself, I made a way. I'm telling you that when people will compare themselves to who are they yesterday and the day before, and they see a journey, they can see the hope in the future. Otherwise, if you always compare yourself to other people, so you can tell yourself, oh, I cannot be Joel. He has the right way to speak. He is experienced. He has a very successful podcast. Who am I to start today something like that? And this is a recipe for miserability. I'm telling you. But if you compare yourself to the person that you were a month ago, a year ago, and you see the way that you did, the future is bright. And this is how, when people understand that this is the key to success. Now, can you be motivated by others? Yes. Can you be inspired by others? Yes. But the way to do it is to take it to yourself and not to the journey that others did.
Yeah, I hear that humans need progress to find happiness or meaning. That, if you're working out hard every day for a month and you weigh the same, you look the same, you start to think, is there any point of all the work I'm doing? But if you know the next week you've lost zero point 0.5, half a pound, you're like, okay, all right, well, if I lose another 0.5 the week after, now we're getting somewhere. Or if your body fat percentage goes down zero point 0.3, as long as we see some form of progress, that we feel like it's worth it and that we're moving in the right direction. You mentioned in your book a point of ignition. Now, what is a point of ignition for our listeners of the podcast that haven't gotten their hands on this book yet?
For everyone, it's a different point. Point of ignition is something that you can point out and say, this is where I'm coming from, and this is what built me up to achieve what I want to achieve. You have to find it in the self journey that we all have. You have to ask yourself, Joel, what is my point of ignition? Where is my motivation coming from? When you identify it for yourself, it's easier. Otherwise, you feel a bit lost. Because here is what I found out. You can set a goal for yourself. That's great. But where do you start from? The goal is always futuristic. You have to go back and say, I'm starting from point A and I'm going to point B. You cannot go to point B if you don't know where you are in point A. No, I am in the book. I tell the story of navigation, how you navigate yourself. So it's about the map that you create for yourself. You create for yourself a map where you want to be, but it's always starting with one event that you tell yourself, this is the start point of my journey. I share it in the book, where I'm talking about a specific incident that I have in my officer's course, and this is my start point. This is where I realized that I start today and I know where I'm going to. It's very important for everyone, Joel.